Hi, I'm Becky Streepy from Glue and Glitter, and today we're going to air fry some chickpeas. Y'all, these air fryer chickpeas are crunchy and savory. They are coated in an amazing ranch seasoning that only needs a few ingredients that I bet you already have in your pantry to make, and you are going to love snacking on these. The secret to making these chickpeas crunchy with less oil is to use the liquid from the can of chickpeas as part of the coating. That liquid is called Aquafaba, and it's actually a great vegan egg replacer that you can use in all kinds of different applications. I have a whole separate video on Aquafaba that I will link to in the description if you want to check it out. Start by cracking open that can of chickpeas and don't toss them into a colander. Instead, what you want to do is drain the liquid only into a separate small bowl. You can see that I'm doing that by just using the lid of the can as kind of a strainer. You can also put a bowl under the colander to catch the Aquafaba if you'd rather do it that way. Set that aside for just a second and put the chickpeas by themselves into a medium-sized bowl. When you pour the chickpeas out of the can, it's important that you not rinse them. We are going to use a little bit of extra Aquafaba in a second, but you also don't want to rinse away any of the bean liquid that's already clinging to those chickpeas. If you rinse it away, it's going to be hard to get more to kind of stick to it, and the Aquafaba is really going to bring an extra level of crunch that I don't want you to miss out on. You'll just need an extra tablespoon of the liquid from the can to coat the chickpeas a bit more. Toss that all together and put it into your air fryer basket. Now you can toss the rest of this Aquafaba if you want to, or if you want to save it to use in future recipes as an egg replacer, you can either stick it in the fridge, it'll keep for like 2 to 3 days that way, or you can do my preferred storage method, which is pour it into an ice cube tray and freeze it. The single ice cube, each ice cube in a standard tray, holds 2 tablespoons of liquid, so that makes it really easy to pop out and thaw just as much Aquafaba as you need for a recipe. 3 to 4 tablespoons equals 1 egg, so that would mean you'd pop out 2 ice cubes per egg in a recipe. Now it's time for the first round of air frying. We're air frying these chickpeas in 2 batches because you want to cook the chickpeas most of the way on their own, and then you'll add the ranch seasoning right at the end and air fry for just a few more minutes. That's because if you put the ranch on at the very beginning, that dill especially is going to burn, and burnt dill does not give you the delicious flavor that we're going for here. So air fry your chickpeas at 400 for 12 minutes. They should be nice and hard and crunchy, and they should basically look done at this point. Transfer them back to a dry bowl, and then you're gonna add your ranch seasoning. First, you'll add a tablespoon of olive oil. You can use a tablespoon of Aquafaba instead here, but the seasoning will stick better with olive oil. I don't really understand the science behind this. It's just been true when I've tried it. Next, you'll add your spices, 4 teaspoons of dried dill, and then 2 teaspoons each of garlic powder and onion powder. Then you'll add 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt and a tablespoon of lemon juice. Then mix that all together and make sure you get all of the chickpeas coated really well in that flavorful seasoning. Once everything's nice and coated, transfer the chickpeas back to your air fryer basket and you'll air fry them again, this time at 350 for just 5 more minutes. And what you're really trying to do here is just kind of get that coating to adhere to the chickpeas. Once you finish that second round of air frying, you're ready to eat. These are great as a snack. You can use them to top salads. I like to toss them sometimes into a sandwich or a wrap for a little bit of crunch. If you have any leftover chickpeas, you can store them on the counter for a couple of days. Just make sure they cool completely before you seal your container, because if you seal them while they're warm, you'll get condensation at the top and that will make your chickpeas get soft too quickly. They will soften as you store them, so just keep an eye on them. Once they start to get soft, you don't want to keep them out on the counter anymore. It's time to either eat them or compost them. I hope that this video answered all of your questions about how to make roasted chickpeas in the air fryer. If you have any questions that I didn't address, feel free to drop a comment below. I'm always happy to help. And don't forget to rate and subscribe. Happy cooking!